Welcome to A Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Yesterday, for the 41st straight day, the 7-day average of new coronavirus infections in the United States went up. Turns out doing nothing does nothing. But we're learning more about exactly why the administration is doing so little. Part of the problem, White House Chief of Staff and toddler who refuses to go potty, Mark Meadows. Apparently behind the scenes, Meadows has been particularly forceful in his view that the White House should avoid drawing attention to the virus. Oh yeah, because whenever there's an historic crisis, the less said the better. Like Uncle Sam said in those wartime recruitment posters, I want you to forget about it. Now you might be thinking, hey Stephen, they've completely shanked this pandemic. If only someone was on TV every day lying about it. Well, great news. Because Trump is bringing back coronavirus briefings. Oh, it's too bad. I was hoping he was just going to disappear with the warmer weather. But Trump's bringing back the briefings for one vital reason.
I was doing them, and we had a lot of people watching, record numbers watching. In the history of cable television, there's never been anything like it.
Well, of course they're watching. It's a captive audience. Let's see. I could watch life-saving information about the virus that could kill me and everyone I love, or a rerun of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. That's the one where he chokes on a pork chop. Too disturbing. Corona it is. It's an actual remote control. That's what the budget you get with network. And remember, this spring, Trump quit holding the briefings after he was mocked widely for suggesting that people might be able to counter the virus by ingesting or injecting the bleach. He had huge ratings for the same reason he stopped doing them, because they were a disaster. You should have seen that train derail off the bridge. I mean, so many people watched. I'm sorry, my train just derailed. The president also gave an insight into the secret of his high ratings.
Well, I'll do it at 5 o'clock like we were doing. We had a good slot.
We had a great slot right before Jeopardy, which is what I'm putting everyone's lives in. I'm not even sure how informative these things are going to be, because according to his aides, President Trump no longer attends coronavirus task force meetings because he does not have the time. Look, I'm way too busy to care about human life. What? There'll be cameras? Make way for daddy. The president might finally be pretending to take the virus seriously, because after months of eschewing masks, suddenly he's shooing them. This afternoon he tweeted, "We are united in our effort to defeat the invisible China virus, and many people say that it is patriotic to wear a face mask when you can't socially distance." Okay, first of all, invisible virus, all viruses are invisible. That's why you fight them with vaccines and not a matador. He continued, "There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president." Well, which is it? You or my favorite president? Because at this point, you're not in my top 45. Yeah, James K. Polk. We got a preview of what the new coronavirus briefings will be like yesterday, when Trump did an interview on Fox News Sunday on Fox News. He was interviewed by Chris Wallace, and they talked about, and I'm rounding down here, everything. The main topic was the still raging coronavirus pandemic, and Wallace pointed out that cases were up 194% nationwide, but Trump wasn't worried.
Many of those cases are young people that would heal in a day. They have the sniffles, and we put it down as a test.
Mr. President, you can't downplay this virus and your failure to address it by calling it the sniffles. The American people aren't dying of lung boo-boos or brain ouchies. He's also tried to minimize spikes in case numbers by calling them embers. And Wallace called him on that.
But this isn't burning embers, sir. This is a forest fire.
But I don't say. I say flames. We'll put out the flames, and we'll put out, in some cases, just burning embers. We also have burning embers. We have embers, and we do have flames. Florida became more flame-like.
Yes, Florida has become more inflamed, and that's not easy. Even before this, the state was 50% illegal fireworks, 32% meth lab explosions, 10% sunburn, and 8% herpes. Does that add up to 100? I think it might. I'm not sure. Wallace continued to hold Trump's feet to the embers, pointing out that America has a very high mortality rate.
We have the 7th highest mortality rate in the world. Our mortality rate is higher than Brazil. It's higher than Russia.
When you talk about mortality rates, I think it's the opposite. I think we have one of the lowest mortality rates in the world.
We're going to take a look. We had 900 deaths on a single day.
We will take a look.
This week.
Ready?
You can check it out.
Could you please get me the mortality rate?
Yeah.
Kaylee's right here. I heard we had one of the lowest, maybe the lowest mortality rate anywhere in the world. You have the numbers, please? Because I heard we had the best mortality rate.
The case rate of similarly situated countries, as Dr. Burks points out, and this is
number one low mortality rate.
Wow, that's an impressive stat, and it's completely wrong. Can we see Trump's source for that, Kaylee? Kaylee, can I see where did Trump get that? He got that stat out of his ass. Out of his ass. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Kaylee. Wallace called out Trump's prediction that the virus would just go away in the summer.
You made mistakes, too.
I guess everybody makes mistakes.
I was going to say.
I'll be right eventually. I will be right eventually.
You can't use eventually as an excuse for not doing your job. That's like a plumber saying, hey, your toilet will stop overflowing eventually, like if the building collapses or when the earth is consumed in the ever-expanding sun, or perhaps in the ultimate inertial heat death of the universe. What I'm saying is, those Legos are really jammed in there. Wallace then asked Trump about Dr. Fauci.
He's a little bit of an alarmist. That's okay. A little bit of an alarmist.
I'm an alarmist?
A little bit of an alarmist.
Fauci's job is sounding the alarm about epidemics. I'm glad Trump wasn't around during the Revolutionary War. Paul Revere, little bit of an alarmist. There's one case of redcoats coming, and I'm pretty sure they'll disappear when it gets warmer. One if by land, two if by sea, none if by bleach. The conversation then turned to the 2020 campaign, and Trump had some choice, made-up words about his opponent.
Biden wants to fund it.
Sir, he does not.
Look, he signed a charter with Bernie Sanders. I will get that one, just like I was right on the mortality rate. Did you read the charter that he agreed to?
It says nothing about defunding the
police.
police.
Really?
Come on, Chris. Trump didn't come on Fox News to get fact-checked. Talk to your colleagues. When Trump lies, you put on a blank, dead stare like your brain is turned into delicious polenta. Here's where the interview got really sad. Lately, Trump has been bragging nonstop about passing a cognitive test. Now, remember, passing a cognitive test is not impressive. It checks for things like brain damage. Asking real stumpers like, name these 3 animals, making it the most difficult test Trump has taken since the one where he had to get all the pee in the cup. It's chilling to see the most powerful man in the world bragging that he passed a test that they give to people to find out whether they should be allowed to take the bus by themselves. I nailed it, and you should see my APGAR score. The doctor touched me right here, and I was able to find the nipple. Then I paid him $130,000. Now, Wallace said he took the cognitive test, and he said it wasn't that hard. He said you got to do things like identify an elephant, but Trump pointed out that the questions do get way harder.
It's all misrepresentation because, yes, the first few questions are easy, but I'll bet you couldn't even answer the last 5 questions. I'll bet you couldn't. They get very hard.
Yes, those last ones, those are the tough ones. According to a sample version of the test, the last 5 questions are, and this is real, name the day, month, year, place, and city. Right now, I would say March 123rd, 2000 and always, hell and crazy town. And just when you thought the Trump presidency couldn't get any darker, we now have horrifying footage from Portland, Oregon of masked, unidentified federal troops snatching protesters off the streets without a warrant or any probable cause and throwing them into unmarked vehicles.
Who are you?
Why are you taking
NLG will get you out. What's your name? Tell us your name.
What's your name?
Okay, you're fine. We'll get you out.
You know what's never associated with good news? Unmarked vans. Hey, honey, I think the pizza's here. I'm not sure. There's no license plate, but the guy in the driver's seat is waving us over. Come on, bring the kids. And this wasn't an isolated incident. Here's another video of the feds hopping into an unmarked car. No, okay, hey, let's go, guys. No, don't pull the door. I just pushed the button. Just let it close. Why do you always do that, Hank? Obviously, this is chilling, but also, minivans? Really? If I'm going to be unaccountably rendered to a black site, I don't want to hear this.
All right, get him in the back. Wait, take out the baby seat.
I did take it out.
No, you just took out the top part. You left the base in.
Oh, Lord, it's full of Cheerios and raisins. This is embarrassing. Just give him the iPad. Let him watch Peppa Pig while we figure it out. Oh, it's all sticky.
So who are these unmarked, unaccountable kidnappers? Well, apparently, they are officers from the U.S. Marshals Special Operations Group and U.S. Customs and Border Protection's Border Patrol Tactical Unit. Yes, they are tasked with patrolling Mexico's long and troubled border with Oregon. Now, the Customs and Border Protection's acting commissioner explained, "You will not see names on their uniforms because these same violent criminals use this information to target them and their families, putting both at risk." Okay, it goes without saying doxing is bad. I wish it went without saying that having a secret police is way worse. And no, the Trump Gestapo is not saying they're just following orders. They're saying they're just following executive orders. And Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler has an idea what this is really about.
As best as I can tell, this is an effort, a last gasp effort by a failed president with sagging polling data who's trying to look strong for his base. He is actually using the federal police function in support of his candidacy.
Well, that explains the new campaign slogan, Trump 2020, get in a van. Today, in the Oval Office, Trump defended his deployment of the feds.
Portland was totally out of control. The Democrats, the liberal Democrats running the place, had no idea what they were doing. How about Chicago? I read the numbers were many people killed over the weekend. We're looking at Chicago, too. We're looking at New York. Look at what's going on.
That's right. It's not just Portland. They're going on tour as the secret police. Unmarked van. You don't have to read me Miranda rights. But the Department of Homeland Security reviewed the footage from the past week and admitted one mistake, that the federal officers deployed in Portland didn't have proper training. Yes, our jackbooted thugs did not have the proper training in kidnap etiquette. When you're putting the black bag over someone's head, you have to hold your pinkies out. Now, there's one group that's standing up to this tyranny. On Saturday night, a group of Portland moms made a human chain between these thugs and the protesters.
Let's stay clear! The moms are here! Let's stay clear! The moms are here! Let's stay clear! The moms are here!
You know things are bad when mom shows up. She's not mad. She's just disappointed that we no longer have constitutional rights. And of course, the officers saw this group of mothers reflected on what we have become as a country and walked away. I'm just kidding. They shoved the moms and attacked with tear gas and flash grenades. You really think you can scare a group of moms? They push entire humans out of their vaginas, then smile for a picture. And they do it just by breathing a lot. Compared to that, tear gas is a walk in the episiotomy. And if you don't know what that is, ask your mother if you've got the guts. By the way, call your mother. We've got a great show for you tonight. Watch What Happens Live host Andy Cohen is here. But when we come back, we'll talk about a friend we all lost this weekend, Congressman John Lewis.